Hello, this movie is going to be my Survival Hunter. Initial thoughts and gameplay. A couple days ago, I spent a lot of the day in the BGs, probably did 10 or so BGs on the Survival Hunter, so I kind of have a good feeling for where it is right now. And to cut to the chase, I think that Survival Hunter is pretty strong, but not overpowered. Seems pretty balanced to me. I wouldn't expect that it needs any nerfs or any buffs at this point in time. Right, and I'm talking about pre-patch right here specifically. And what I want to do first is talk about weapon swapping, because survival has some abilities that require, a ranged weapon like a bow or a gun, and some abilities that require polearm. And you can weapon swap between the two depending on whether you need to stay back at ranged. Let's say it's too dangerous to push into a group of people, then you can stay back at ranged. You can use your bow, and what that gives you is extra auto attack damage from the bow, but also it gives you arcane shot. And arcane shot does significant damage, so it ups the damage that you can do from ranged if you're using a bow. Of course, you'll do more damage with polearm, with mongoose bite or even raptor strike. If you want to move in, but oftentimes in BGs it's just too dangerous to move in. So it's nice to be able to hang back with the bow. Now, the downside about this is, of course, your interrupt is melee range and it requires a polearm. Harpoon requires a polearm. If you use Aspect of the Eagle and you're going to use Raptor Strike or Mongoose Bite at range, it requires a polearm. But the worst of them all is that Kill Shot requires polearm. I really think they should take Kill Shot and make it such that it requires the polearm, or when I say polearm, I should say two-hand weapon. Of course, you can use sword or whatever. Or you can use bow or gun also to do Kill Shot. You see, because Kill Shot, even though it requires the melee weapon, is a 40-yard range ability. So why not just give that ability to bow as well? Because the problem with being in bow, when you're back at range and you can't press in because it's too dangerous. You see an enemy with low health, you'd have to weapon swap the polearm and then try to do the Kill Shot. But there's a delay there. There's a delay between the time you can weapon swap and the time you can use Kill Shot, and then maybe you lose that Kill Shot window completely. For that reason, so in this movie I'm going to have clips. There's some clips where I actually did the entire BG ranged only. If I show those, that'll be on the troll, the Zandalari troll. And I was doing that just to see, okay, well, what kind of damage can I do if I just do bow only? Most of the clips are going to be with weapon swapping. But towards the end, because I wanted to use Kill Shot, I just started staying completely in polearm. So I really think, and by the way, it's really close for survival to be completely ranged viable. It is very close. The problem is, the interrupt is not there, right? And Kill Shot is not there. And you don't have any way to benefit from Aspect of the Eagle. And of course, Harpoon is not there. If you're doing range, you'd only want to use Harpoon for the root anyway. So you Harpoon to them, root them, and then run. But survival's really close to being completely ranged viable. But I think the way they intended to be played is with weapon swapping. But they don't have it quite set up right now where weapon swapping is convenient to do, right? Because it locks you out a Kill Shot mainly. And it's a little bit clumsy. You can definitely smooth it out with practice, right? But there's times where it's a bit clumsy to do. I'll show some scoreboards here just to give you an idea of the performance. I'm not like trying to say anything, about that, just so you can see the damage I was doing and the killing blows I was getting. And I have to apologize in advance here for my changing UI. I basically am starting from scratch. I got rid of all my add-ons, I got rid of all my macros, and I'm building everything up from scratch. So that's why you'll see my UI changing. Okay, so this was a bow only or ranged only BG. So check out the arcane shot damage here. Yes, it does less damage than Raptor Strike or Mongoose Bite would do, but you have much more uptime with it. Okay, so again, my general impression, Survival Hunter is pretty good. It's not overpowered. Don't think it needs nerfs. I don't think it needs buffs. It definitely can't compete on damage against geared Shadow Priest or geared MM Hunters, and there's a few other classes that I've seen put up some pretty big numbers as well. Balanced Druids, but I think that's mostly just like Starfall and passive, just throwing out dots that are taken passively. And Demon Hunters. I've seen some Demon Hunters put up some pretty good numbers. But Survival's pretty strong. And one thing that's often overlooked is who has the least deaths. So, I'm showing the kill boards here, looking at damage and killing blows, but I don't die much in these BGs unless my team's getting totally stomped, and then I really can't do much about that. But in competitive matches, I don't die much. So Survival Hunter, and Hunters in general, they have some pretty good escape abilities, with Master's Call and Aspect of the Cheetah and Turtle. You can get away from a lot of really bad situations. So yeah, thumbs up on Survival Hunter so far.